I'm ready.
Okay.
응답하라,
응답하라,
Yeochin.
Yeochin.
Go to the into the shit.
Back to the count to the Jew. Hey. Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I have got you on to watch
Yes.
Battle of Fates
We're
on
hooked.
Disney Plus.
We're hooked. It's taking us a little while to watch through these long episodes because
Yeah.
the content can get pretty heavy.
Yeah. But
so
it starts out very campy.
Yes. So let's just recap what it is. It's called Battle of the Fates on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And it's a reality competition show. Again, very like physical Asia, culinary class wars like
Yes.
in terms of the
I'm
arena.
really
and-
surprised Netflix didn't do it. It was Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
it's
I had
very
to get Disney
interesting.
Plus for this.
Yeah.
So
it's shamans, mudang in Korean, and then also like tarot card readers, fortune tellers,
face
and
readers,
face
foot
readers,
like
foot
anybody
readers.
that you think can read somebody's fortune.
I didn't even know foot reading was a thing.
I
But,
did not know that.
but if I now picture that person, that contestant, he is who I would picture is the kind of guy who would be a foot reader.
Yeah, and listen, I am nobody's
Kind of
reading
red
my foot.
flaggy.
No,
Like, ew.
nobody's reading.
Yeah.
I'm not. Can you imagine? Like,
No.
ooh, the smell. Also,
Yeah.
I don't have pretty feet.
Yeah. And then I was like analyzing my fourth toe, which is like the financial success toe. And
At what point is it like foot reading or a foot fetish?
yeah, and your feet change, don't they?
Right.
And like, but it is true because you talk about like palja and like kind of like the walk, your walk of life, and
Right.
that affects kind of it both shapes your fate, and it's like a weird. I don't know.
I know, but like they were like, find a homeless person with the feet. I'm like,
the one with the
it's gonna be
calluses.
Yeah.
The one with the calluses.
I'm like, is this really a skill?
Yeah. So that's what I know. That was the fun of it. Is
there
like
was comedy element
find out
to it.
what physical ailment this person has, and it's like everyone's like, oh well, he is overweight, like, and things that you don't need to have these supernatural gifts to be able to determine. But anyways, it's been fun.
When someone walked in, I think there were two people, and one of them was a face reader. He's like, "Oh, miss, like your kidneys are weak."
Yeah. Like why? Because she's like the color of her face.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, "How did you know?" I'm
know?
like, how fitting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It starts out fun.
It starts out fun, and I did not know it was such. Well, I guess having them all converge on one stage makes it seem like this is fairly common career, but
what do you mean?
I just didn't know that there were so many young people, like millennials and Gen
it
Z.
started to feel like it really was a career path, the mudang. Like, we had no idea it was that, like.
I feel it could be a very lucrative career.
Yeah. I mean, there was
you
a
have
guy with the Hermes
gift.
bag.
Yeah.
He was like, I make 6 figures in a month. And I'm like.
I know, that was crazy.
But he got eliminated like in the first round.
So what did you think about the challenges? So like the first round is like an elimination round where they go from 49 to 20.
Yeah.
And then there is an element of judging where there's a
Which
panel.
I find really weird, right? Like in a show that's supposed to be about like fate and reading destiny, like shouldn't they all know who's gonna win right off the bat?
Well, they're all like, the premise is they're fate readers, but at least in these challenges they're talking about the past, like what happened in these people's lives. And then it's also interesting because in real life, they're not just like analyzing and doing a reading from never having spoken to the client, right?
Yeah.
There's some, it's not like at first glance.
In the beginning, I felt it was a bit gimmicky.
Mhm.
Like just the idea that they're all sitting around, like, and I mean, they're all taking guesses.
Yeah.
And it felt kind of wrong.
It did.
You know?
And
like, I guess that's why I watched it. Like, because like, how are you going to test someone's ability? Right. So just like, I got curious about like, how would this even work in a reality show format?
Right. And I don't know how it was shot, but when they have to, when they're presented with the challenge, for example, find the three contestants who, or three people who went to, who are Seoul National University
Right.
students.
Right.
And you have shamans and tarot card readers and
Yeah.
fortune tellers, like taking a guess. And it's really interesting. And then the ones that require a little bit more analyzation,
Yeah.
they're first of all, they're volunteering to, I guess, to give their answers.
Yeah.
But they're not, they have to do it in order. So it's like, how is your answer not affected by
Right. Or like when some of them are talking out loud,
yeah,
like,
and they're
how
like,
are you
oh,
not
I wrote that.
influenced?
I wrote that too. See, and they're showing the camera.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I got that right. Like
Yeah.
it just felt. Oh, I have to tell you the funniest part. I could not stop laughing at the woman that came in so like joyfully, like I have arrived, and then she falls into the water.
Did she make it? I don't think she made it into
I was like,
beyond the first round.
What's that saying? Like, not 달콤하다, but like it's like so fitting. What's that saying? 새콤하다? Or so there's a saying in Korean that's like oh how fitting. But I can't remember it now. Anyways, I thought that was so funny. I started laughing out loud. But all of them seem like such characters.
Yes, and it's as much a performance
as
it is a display of their skill and their gift.
I thought that was interesting because I hadn't thought of it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there is there is such a big performance element to it. And so that's why one of the guys was like, had a folk singing background, or there were the K-pop trainees. There was a guy that was going to be a K-pop, he was a K-pop trainee and also a woman.
It was interesting that for a lot of these contestants, this was not their first run and it was a career change. And they all spoke about it as if this was my fate and I couldn't really, I tried to avoid it or go a different direction, or this came to me. And the way that they say it in Korean is like the deities descended upon me. Like 신이 내려오셨어요 or something.
Yeah, and actually there was at times where they're spoken of like if I didn't follow the path, I was gonna get punished. And I thought that was like, whoa, really, like how I can't imagine feeling that like if your career is chosen for you in that way.
Right.
And
I want to ask all of them what did they choose for their 돌잡이? On their first birthday, Korean babies have to choose something that's going to determine your fate.
But there should have been a fan.
A fan, yeah.
It was very eye-opening.
Very eye-opening.
Because also I think there's a resurgence because there is a lot of stigma about mudangs, especially like you see it in Korean dramas. It's not something considered like people go to mudangs, but a lot of times I feel like people go in secret.
Yeah. And almost like a maybe like last resort.
Yeah,
sometimes, like an illness like
there's belief, but there's like sort of taboo tied with it.
For sure.
But then I think that now, like it seems like from seeing all the contestants, there's almost like I don't want to say it's trending, but like there is sort of an element of embracing and being more open. I think it's also the popularity of like people loving, tarot reading and reading like birth signs and stuff like that in the Western culture that's become really popularized. So now I feel like there is more of, we've had shamanism. That's our culture.
And there's been such a shunning, well, not a shunning, but like erasing almost, where, when during the colonization of Korea by Japan, like they had to leave all their traditional kind of beliefs and all these systems. And then Christianity comes in, and then the church is so big in Korea. And I think a lot of people have been burned by church.
Yeah. Speaking of church,
the Christian person, was she a tarot card reader or Saju?
She
like
was a name reader.
A name reader.
I think she was.
I think that was really funny.
I love how they were all like, They were all like, "Oh,
Oh.
Christian in the house."
Oh.
They were so openly like, and then when the lady was like, "Hallelujah,"
I know.
I died.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was pure comedy. Like that's like so, um, like that's so Korean humor.
And she looked it, right? She looked the most conservative. And,
Yeah, she
like,
totally
her
looked
dress
like a
was
Korean
very
church ajumma.
basic.
Yeah.
Like, 집사님.
Yeah, yeah. What are you doing here, 집사님?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if you're.
I laughed
she's
so
secretly
hard.
doing name readings at the Kuyakyeobes,
Yeah.
at the Bible studies.
Like, and it's so funny because, like, how do you reconcile that with you going to church and not supposed to have any other beliefs?
Yeah. There's no room in Christianity
Like, are
and like
you a
white
true
Christianity for
Christian?
that. Yeah.
Right.
So it was interesting.
Yeah.
I just really liked seeing all these different aspects of Korean traditional culture that I was not exposed to or only exposed to in like Korean dramas and
Yeah,
media.
I like that too because with mudangs and shamanism in Korea in particular, there is such a deep history that's
Yes.
so intertwined with culture.
Yeah.
And I thought that element was really fascinating.
Yes. And this is something that we as Americans don't know how to embrace, is that you're not like an individual just like plopped
Yeah.
on earth, right?
Yeah.
You have like a past and a future and like
Yeah.
you're connected to the collective.
Yeah.
But there's such an awareness of that
right.
in these practices
Yeah.
that all of that kind of determines how your life is going to go.
Yeah, it's in the robes, it's in the performance, it's in the like that guy that actually trained in singing like in the cultural methods. I really thought it was a great way. I was very skeptical.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when I
only watched it because you told me I
yeah,
have to watch
I
it.
made you watch it.
Yeah.
And people asked me after I did my singles inferno, they're like, but have you watched Battle of Fates, which is such a jump. Oh, I guess I also talked about Culinary Class Wars.
Yeah.
So it was natural for me to be like asked if I had seen it.
Yeah.
But when I heard what the show was, I was like, that sounds ridiculous. Like, also, it just seemed wrong to judge fate readers.
Wrong. Yeah, because they all have slightly different methods.
Yeah.
And then depending on the challenge, a certain practice might be have more of an advantage than the other.
And then they had the controversy.
Yes.
And I think if you caught on the show later, you didn't see, I guess they edited it. Mm-hmm. They re-edited it from the premiere because there's this, the first round, right? Where they have to guess how someone died.
Yes.
Which is, I would imagine it's very, like, I mean, and I think this is what's problematic in a way. Like, you're talking about someone's loved family member.
And a real person.
Yeah. And they'll post up the photo and say, okay, tell us how did this person die.
Yeah.
And it's such a dehumanization of a person that's real to someone out there.
Right. And that was the question that I had immediately was, who allowed this?
Yeah. Like,
I can see if it's a family who is maybe grieving or they haven't accepted the circumstances surrounding the death, right? Or they haven't accepted what the the autopsy or the coroner or whatever.
Awareness.
Yeah. And maybe this is, since I'm not familiar, maybe this is a very common question that people take to a shaman.
Yeah.
Like, what is the real cause of death here?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, I do think that maybe, they sent out a call to people who had all, various kinds of questions they wanted answers to. I also read that there were some people that, was this the episode that they deleted involving a firefighter?
Yes.
Okay.
So they deleted, so after it aired, they got a firefighter's family. I must have not seen that one because I don't recall
I don't recall that either.
a
But
story about a firefighter.
they had gotten permission under kind of they didn't disclose everything, and they said he was going to be featured.
They didn't think it would be portrayed this
yeah,
way.
he'll be featured in a some documentary or reality show about heroes, and it wasn't quite that,
wow.
right? And so yeah, when they're talking about a deceased person and they're getting judged on making
that's a
guesses,
really,
that made me feel
that's an
like
ick.
yeah,
Because I mean, I didn't read the depth of why the controversy happened, but if they misled people into thinking, oh, we're gonna do a show featuring heroes, that's not at all what it was.
Yeah,
it objectified these people as just a means to get through around.
for sure, because they need people to read, right? And then so
that's awful.
that was
and I guess we saw. So yeah, we watched it later, so we must have seen the edited version. But I was sitting there thinking, like, I wouldn't want my family, like, unless, like you said, there's a mystery surrounding a family member and you wanted more exposure to get closure. But yeah, it was very it was objectifying in a way I never even thought of. Oh, this is just their death is just a puzzle to solve.
Right. It was the objectifying is the word that I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's why when we think objectifying, we think someone just being fetishized or something, but I never even thought about it. Like, I didn't even think that a person could be, I guess, dehumanized in that way. Like, it never, and this is why it's like,
I'm very curious what the purpose of the show is, because Culinary Class Wars, it's to kind of elevate the culinary prowess of Korea, right? And really to highlight like the various skills and kind of Korea is now becoming known as like a food mecca and like really embracing the culinary arts. And then is this show to recognize the arts of like the supernatural gifts, or is it a campaign to I don't know. I'm like curious about that, because it seemed very like when you seek out a fortune teller or a shaman, it's more for yourself. It's a private thing. It's not a public thing. Unless it is, it can be communal, I think, like when there's rituals performed. But that was interesting. Like, it was just kind of like on display.
I think actually some of the contestants spoke up about why they chose to be there. And it was to destigmatize their craft.
Okay,
because I think
that.
there is definitely sort of, even though people, obviously there is in Korean culture, the amount of mudangs that are out there, there's obviously need, right? But I think people are very hush hush about it. And it is like, I think few of the contestants said, I'm here to represent. And I think, and then I actually watched the whole thing. I think you're kind of sort of like midway, maybe. And it goes further into, especially the young shamans, the one that got birthed into like a lineage. And they've done it their whole life. They were like, I have no friends. This lifestyle doesn't allow me to be seen normal. And so they were talking about like, I want to be proud of what I do. And there was a mom who hadn't even told her daughter.
I know who you're talking about.
Subi, right? And so she like, so I think there is a lot of shame associated with it. And I think a lot of the people that came on wanted, I think even though we kind of believe it, there's sort of also disbelief, because there's also a lot of scams.
For sure.
There's a lot of, and that's also very much talked about in Korean society, that a lot of the mudangs are scams. And perfect example, Squid Games. one of the contestants was a
Yes,
shaman,
that's
and she
right.
was like and a lot of times in Korean dramas they're featured as sort of scammers,
Mm-hmm.
along with, it's never,
That's their reputation. I
yeah,
mean, they
it's,
take your money
yeah,
and
kind of like villainous, right?
yeah.
So it's not a positive association. So I think a lot of them came on to sort of say, like, this is my life,
Yeah.
this is my belief, and this is also something I'm proud of doing. Especially like the young ones that grew into as their life. This runs in my family. It's
Yeah.
my namesake.
That makes
So,
sense that so many of them come from a lineage.
yeah.
And it goes to our earlier point saying so many of them talked about how they didn't choose this.
Yes.
It,
And I
it was
thought that
kind of the
was,
fate that they had to
yeah, very
live.
moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine, like, I think it would be hard to get the support of your family if there was no history of
right.
this, and suddenly you're like, well, I have a gift now, and I'm gonna work as a
Yeah.
shaman.
I mean, but even within the family that it had, um, like I think it's one of the young guys. The youngest contestant.
Mm-hmm.
His mother was a shaman,
Mm-hmm.
mudang, but she did not want that for him.
Right.
So she tried so hard.
Because it's a burden. A lot of them spoke to the burden
like
of it.
they
a
also
curse.
say it's
Yeah.
a cursed life.
Mm-hmm.
So she fought it, and
Yeah.
then he like fell very ill or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that
Yeah.
is such a, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, I did appreciate what the show brought.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, would you say, I think the other aspect is like to make believers out of people, because there's so much, I think, skepticism about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say I believe in spiritual. You know what's really funny?
Yeah.
My husband, who is one of the most cynical people, he watched it like wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And he was like into it. He was like, I believe in spiritual like
Gifts.
access and gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and that some people are more tuned in than others. So I was like, whoa, like this, when I look at my husband, he's like such a nerd and like man of science. And
I mean, but we've read about it.
Yeah.
Like history, there's recorded history of every culture has
yes,
this
it's not just
aspect
made
of-
out of thin air. It's
right.
like in every country,
I think that's
culture,
part of human experience.
there's
is
always been a history.
experiencing the supernatural.
Right.
Right. Which is why we have so many different religions.
Yeah.
Like people do have an idea of what's beyond what
Yeah.
we can see and experience here. I wonder how closely, or do you know how closely all of these practices associate? Like the tarot reading community and the Saju community and the shaman community, because that was another thought I had, is maybe this is the first time they're kind of all in the same arena and
Yeah, it did feel like it.
appreciating each other's
Yeah, I thought that was
gifts.
nice.
Yeah,
That was also like, and also one of the ladies
did
practiced
both.
multiple.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, I could see that, because the idea is that you become a tarot reader because you feel an inkling, right?
Right.
Like that, and that someone is speaking through you. So
Yeah.
it's it's just a tool.
I
So I thought that
appreciated it
was-
because growing up in America, there's horoscopes, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like
Which is also
just
very popular, right?
very
Like
popular
signs,
astrology, and stuff. But I never felt that it really. There was always an aspect of, yes, but I'm also Korean, so that has
Yeah.
to account for something. That's a huge part of who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm not just like, born in February and like
Right,
da-da-da.
right. How can that be it?
How can that be
Right.
it? Yeah.
Because there's so many people
But
out there
also,
with your
like,
birthdays.
Yes, and numerology,
Yeah.
which is like the exact, your birth date
Yeah.
to the year and day of the week, all of that. Yeah.
I think I thought about, I'm going to Korea, and I
Yeah.
thought about
Getting
if I
a
were
reading?
to get a reading, I would love to get it from Sobin. And Sobin, I think she's the quintessential like just in her face. Like
Yes.
she's a multiverse. She has youth and also granny. Like, how can someone have a face that's baby but also old?
Yes.
Like, and she just has a super mature spirit. But somebody looked it up, and she's booked out till 2029.
Wow. That's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and since you don't mind getting spoilers,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, episode 9. So after they do, by the way, I did find it wrong that they made
them read each other.
Yeah,
I agree. I completely
especially
agree with
because they all
that.
said this is sort of
This is
against our
taboo,
practices.
and I said that to Ben. I'm like, I don't think they should be doing that.
Yeah,
Then it's disrespectful to
their spirits.
yeah.
And what if it angers the spirits?
Yes,
Like,
and they said that. Some of them were like, you know,
yeah,
my grandma and grandpa's spirit aren't gonna like this.
yeah. So I felt like that was unnecessary.
I think it was
and
unnecessary.
I felt like, ooh, like this crosses the line, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
So if you, I don't know, that I didn't appreciate. Like, I'm like, I feel like this is a show about fates, but you're disrespecting.
That's where it gets tricky because you're then just crossing into entertainment realm instead of trying to uplift.
Right. It felt really like
tradition. Yeah.
Gladiator, like.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's like, oh,
and there's it's like they all kind of mentioned, like, this is the reason why we don't get read. And like, we do the reading. We don't get read, and we don't read each other. It's kind of this mutual understanding. So it made me wonder how that would be accepted by their communities.
Right.
And if it would change the
I
taboo.
was surprised that they didn't put up more of as a collective, like, this is not acceptable.
Right. But it did make me think of like modern day psychiatrists, right? They regularly see their own psychiatrist.
Oh, yes. I didn't think about that. You're right.
And they have a counsel or like a, because they hear so much stuff from their clients, patients, that they need to also make sure that they're kind of,
that's true,
getting heard and listened to, and have a sounding board themselves. Because a lot of these one-on-ones, I mean, they were battles, right? Battle of energy, but it was almost kind of like a therapy session.
It's true.
Yeah.
And actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Episode 9. So after that round where they read each other, they have special guests, 3, that come out, people that are known in Korea in the industry as a TV personality.
Okay.
One of them was the Super Junior member that was on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
So they invite a guest to get reading done.
Okay.
And then that guest chooses 2 readers of their choice.
Oh, okay.
So in episode 9, I hadn't heard of her, but they have Dr. Esther Yeochins.
Okay.
Have you heard of her?
No.
So she has like built an empire on like wellness products, and she's like, I guess, Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
I mean, before Dr. Oz became, MAGA or what, I don't know. In the heydays where Dr. Oz was considered reputable.
Yeah.
So this Esther is that kind of figure in Korea.
Got it.
And she has like a, multi-million business empire with all her things, but she also regularly goes on shows and is someone that's revered,
an
and
expert in her field,
but also very likable.
Okay.
Because she's very she has a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
She's very warm and just exudes just kind energy. And so I looked her up, and she's 60, and she went to Seoul National, had her PhD there. And so just her coming on the show as a woman of science, they were like, what are you doing here? The judges were very open, like, that. Yeah. What are you doing here? And then she said, I've been very lucky in my life. In fact, I've been called Lucky Esther.
Wow.
So I do believe in, these outer spiritual guidances.
Yeah.
And I have myself sought out advices from mudangs and so forth. So I wanted to participate.
Yeah.
And as she's getting a reading, she asks a very strange question to one of the readers, like, do you see uh, another person for my husband?
Oh God.
And the tarot reader's like, what kind of question is this? She's married to him.
Yeah.
And she's
Is
like,
there another
do you
person?
see another? And we're all like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you ask that, right? It's bizarre.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to reveal that she actually battles severe depression.
Oh, man.
And that she has thought about a date to end her life. And so the reason she was asking is if she didn't want to leave her husband behind alone, and that she wanted him to find another love. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And the judges, the audience, everybody was shocked because she is like, I don't know if she's ever discussed this before, but she has a successful, empire of like a business she's built. She was also in the reading talking about expanding her business overseas, but she had she was like, I've battled depression all my life, but it got particularly worse when my sister died. And this was like deeply, she's like, it got so bad that I even got electric convulsive therapy. Wow. So she had her brain zapped. Yeah. And she said, I even had some memory loss from that. Wow. And I was like, I was blown away, Jane. I was blown away. And then the judges were like, Dr. Esther, we're so shocked because we know you as this TV personality, and you're so joyful and you're so charismatic and you're so full of life, and this is what will stay with me, Jane. Like, I mean, I thought I was watching this campy show, but this episode will stay with me for my life, because she said, yes, I am that. That's my personality. When I am with people, I become joyful. I interact. I'm engaged. I love people. Yeah. But my disease is depression. And I came on here to tell you this because I know I'm not alone. Yeah. There are so many people suffering with the same thing that I have. Yes. And it really, I was bawling, Jane. Wow. I mean, because I think so many times that I've talked about my depression, especially in the Korean circle, like particularly my parents, it's seen in the Korean culture as
a weakness.
A weakness in character and not a disease.
Right. 더 강해져야 돼. You just have to become stronger.
Or like, my life's hard too. You don't think I struggle?
Like how dare you? Like, what do you have to be depressed about?
Yeah, and this woman here is a doctor who has accomplished so much, who has a successful marriage, has children.
And it didn't seem like she experienced any big trauma. She herself, well, beside recently saying, after her sister died, but it seems like
she did actually have a lot of childhood trauma.
Oh, did she?
She did.
But and then is that why people call her lucky, because she overcame that to have a successful media career?
I think so. Yeah, especially in the later years. Yeah. Like, I think she became the kind of person, like, everything she touches turns gold, kind of. But when she did talk about her early years, and they had to, like, I think they were deported to something happened with her father, and they were deported from Korea.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like really traumatic.
Okay.
And so she's sharing the story, and she goes, I picked out a date, November 18th, because it's nobody's birthday, none of the holidays. And there's this powerful, Sobin is the one reading her, and she's like, 더 살으세요. Keep on living. And it was just far more than anything I anticipated in watching the show. And I think she made an impact, because also Korea has one of the highest suicide rates. I think seeing someone like because I think quite often people think depression only hits people that have a hard life.
Right.
And it's like, it's a disease. It doesn't, it doesn't pick and choose. It's a biological chemical imbalance in your brain that makes you see the world in a skewed way, right?
Yeah.
And so her being on there, and she said that was my purpose. She's like, my purpose is being here, and I want to shed light on it's. I feel that this is my mission, and but she also came out with a statement like, I've been thinking like it's really hard for me to live. Like November 18th, that's the number I have in my head. And then I was floored by it.
Yeah.
I think also she really had nothing to gain. I mean, she has. The Korean audience can be very fickle.
Right.
It could have gone wrong.
Sure.
Like, there is a lot of contempt. Like, you have all the success. Like, you're out here. It could have been perceived as you're out here complaining.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous. Right? But that's what really, like, made me think, wow, this woman had nothing to gain by sharing
that and becoming that vulnerable.
Because people have such a perfect impression of her. And she really shattered it all to say, no, like, I'm broken inside. And I'm healing, but I'm trying my best. I don't even want to be here. Like, that was crazy.
Did it seem like she reached some sort of resolution at the end of the reading?
Yeah, it was actually really powerful. Sobin, the way she read her, she was like, you know what? Family is not what's keeping you alive. Because the reason was, she was saying, like, everybody's well taken care of. Like, she did her part. They're all well off. They're doing great. And that's why she was choosing a date that didn't cross any birthdays or holidays. She's like, family's not going to anchor you. Family's not what's going to keep you. But I feel your work is going to keep you alive. You are ambitious. You want to expand your business. You want to expand your growth. She goes, yeah, I have some, like, what do you call that? How do you say ambition in Korean? Like, Yeochin for the business, for the growth of her wellness, concept. She's like, yeah. Sobin goes, yeah, just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Just keep moving the date. November 18th next year.
Boom.
Just one date, one.
That's really good.
Yeah,
sound
it was
advice.
really
That's very sound advice.
Practical.
Yeah.
And she was like, you just keep moving it. You can think about it, but you just keep moving the date.
So that's really interesting because she didn't really answer her question, did she?
Well,
Dr.
she also
Esther's
said,
question. Did she mention some woman for her husband or no?
Oh, she said no. I don't see it.
Okay.
Like, the only person for him is you.
Wow.
Like, and then it came out that he's like this he sounded like he was on the spectrum. He goes to water parks by himself with no friend. This grown man.
That's weird.
And then everybody,
especially water parks in Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, he just likes. She's like, I kind of don't understand my husband. I would never do that, but he like goes to the water park by himself.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, they're always attached to a sauna or a spa.
He has fun. He goes. Yeah. He posts selfies of himself. He's very happy just being by himself, doing these things.
Sounds like they have a great match.
Yeah,
and she's the one in the limelight doing all the career stuff.
There's nobody else for him. Yeah, there's just you. And and then the other thing she said also, I think you are gonna see great joy in a couple of years. And then she was like, oh my God, are my children gonna have children?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's really motivating.
Yeah. Oh.
So it ended on such a high note.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was and she then said, I think this is a really good, I've gone to therapy for a long time, but this feels like therapy.
Yes.
So it can be seen as such.
Yeah.
Because you provide the mind with hope.
Yes.
And resilience.
Yes.
And I thought that was people have different ways.
And yes, for sure. And there's something about, like, they're a fate reader.
Yeah.
And just, like, they kind of give you, maybe not in so many words, but like some certainty. Like this is the
Yeah.
way things are going to fold out and the way things are.
Yeah.
Because like without that, you're just kind of left to like, this is my one life to live and
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds, but
Like a silver lining.
yeah, a silver lining to like look to. Whereas I think in modern day, we don't have that, or we don't access that part of ourselves as much, and it's really, and then that puts a lot of pressure, I think, because you're thinking to yourself, it's really up to me, like I'm the only one. And that's the message that we hear constantly, right? It's like you can't control anything but yourself, right? And which is a lot of pressure if you're already dealing with severe depression and other thoughts, suicidal ideation and all of that. But yeah, it sounds like she gave her a lot of comfort and reassurance.
And you could tell like the energy shift in her. I felt like there was this just heaviness that had been taken out, and she cried on the show, and it was very
strategic for her to do it. Like it's almost like it happened at the right time for her, because she is a public figure and she did it in this public manner. Right, instead of she could have sought a shaman for this, since she said she has done this before. She could have done that off camera, like privately. But I think
really
it
showed that she wanted to support whatever method that's out there to find your healing. It's acceptable. And I thought that was
that's a good message.
So Battle of Fates, y'all. It's on Disney Plus.
Okay. I mean, totally even competition shows, they can be like brutal and healing at the same time.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great catchphrase for the show.
Brutal and healing.
Brutal and healing. Disney Plus.